Hi there, it's me again, and I'm sorry I haven't been posting in a long time. I was just busy with other stuff. I was just really busy. Well, today I'm going to be talking about bootlegs, okay? You don't know what a bootleg is? You don't? A bootleg is something that is sold illegal of a copyrighted thing for money. And it's illegal because it's breaking the law. Now, let's have a history lesson, okay? Where does the term come from? You wonder. Alright. Well, back in the Prohibition era, the 1920s, alcohol was illegal. And people used to smuggle alcohol all the time. Illegally. And do you know where they hide the bottles? In their boots. And they were called bootleggers. And those bootleggers, like Al Capone, were criminals. And now the term has meant something more. Illegal merchandise, recordings, illegal releases, and I have a perfect example for one. This is Come Back. It's a record. It's supposed to be a Beatles version of Pre-Let It Be. It's supposed to be Let It Be, but it's a bootleg. So you see, it's just stamped on the cover. And it's back. You know, back when that one was called Get Back and it wasn't released. And let's see what the label looks like. It's just white. And you see the pen mark from, that's an I, which means 1, and the 2, and it just says side 2, side 1 here, with invalid matrix numbers as well. The quality is not very good, and it's also sped up too. I'm not going to play it because I just don't want a copyright strike. Okay? And this bootleg is like 50 years old. And as you know, bootlegs will often be poorer quality than the real thing. Same thing with VHSs. If it's a bootleg, you'll find it on the street, in shacks, maybe, or even some guy giving it to you as a gift. Sometimes they show up in yard sales or flea markets. You never know where you can find a bootleg. Also, bootlegs are lower quality in general. Often bootleg VHSs have cheap pieces of paper as covers. And don't forget bootleg video games as well, like 7 Granddad, that Mario game, Flintstones. Yeah. And also, many bootleggers, like Yellow Dog Records for instance, some of them do it for preservation. Like outtakes or rarities, if they're not released officially. That has happened before. Now we have the internet to get all that sort of stuff. But before then, you had to rely on bootlegs. And bootlegs are illegal. Everyone knows that. And not to mention, they often have ways to tell if it's a bootleg or not. How cheap it is, how terrible it looks, poor printing. Like, they bootleg Pokemon cards, and they don't look that good either. They also bootleg Game Boys, and they also bootleg DS's and Nintendo Switches. Bootlegs are no fun. They're illegal. Oh, and not to mention, you should not buy a bootleg. Don't do it. Because you're supporting a criminal. And I also don't recommend you bootleg yourself. I don't recommend it. Don't bootleg yourself. Don't go to a torrent site and pirate a DVD and sell it for your own gain. Don't do it. Don't do it! Because it's not legal. Everyone knows bootlegs are not legal. Avoid them. If you're smart, treat them like they're drugs. I mean, you should never go near one, or treat them like it's a cliff that you're gonna jump off. Or treat it like it's a guy shooting you with a gun. Treat it like that. Avoid bootlegs as much as possible. Avoid them. And don't sell them. Don't do it. People have counterfeited money as well. Oh, and don't forget the bootleg radio stations too. Unauthorized. Yeah, they're unauthorized. Do you know what that means? That means that they're illegally transmitting radio. Often it's lower quality, which is extremely often in those bootleg radio stations. Sometimes people would hack into radio stations or TV stations, which that's also illegal. And not to mention, people just love infringing copyright sometimes. I mean, selling bootlegs on the street, on those poor quality covers, from a poor quality source, you better not do it. Because bootlegs are not official. They're illegal. And as everyone knows, don't trust a bootleg. That is pretending to be the real thing. I mean, you don't even know what the penalty is. Haven't you read the FBI warnings at the beginning of VHSs or DVDs? Let me snag one, for instance. Where is the perfect shining example of one? I think I got one. Oh yeah. Here's one. It says, any unauthorized reproduction, distribution, exhibition of copyright motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs, criminal copyright is an infringement is investigated by the FBI and may constitute a felony with the maximum penalty of 5 years in prison and or a $250,000 fine. You don't want either of those to happen to you. You don't. Those FBI warnings are there for a reason. However, some people do break the rules, like play movies in schools and stuff. But that's not really investigated. But the more serious thing is the bootlegs. You should never do it. That's why Macrovision exists. Or should I call them Rovi, or... Wait, that's not their name anymore. I forget what they're called now. But I'll just tell you on the comment section or the description below. Yeah. It's meant to protect from copying. Now I know if you copy it to preserve things, yeah, but don't sell it or you'll get caught. Because you know what you're doing. Remember, bootlegs will always be illegal. Don't trust them. See you later. Take care.